All right, we are live. Here we go. Welcome back, everyone. J-Bone here for Smash This Podcast with my compadre this evening, Mr. Chris Phoenix, for some Lucha love on a Wednesday. Brother, how you doing?
Happy July 4th to everybody out there in the wrestling community. And thank you to everyone out there who's been watching our podcast for Lucha Underground this season so far. We got a great show for you tonight, and hopefully it'll lead into something even better next week.
That's right. And you know, the show's gotten and this is all none of this is bragging, folks. I say this, we say this humbly. The show has gotten some attention over the last couple weeks from a certain leader of the Ice Temple on social media.
A little bit.
Mr. Papa Cueto.
That's Antonio Cueto to you, cabron. You call me jefe.
Mr. Antonio Cueto on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram. Little thumbnails of our podcast just popping up everywhere. And I was just kind of like, oh my goodness, this is, hey, I just want to thank him for the exposure. And I'm dying to know who's running the page. I'm sincerely curious. I really am, because whoever is killing it, because it sounds, I mean, when you read it, you put the voice in your head as you're reading the stuff on the social media, and it sounds exactly like what he would say. You know, it's
ring your own damn bell.
Exactly.
And then another podcast got called out for having an imposter version of him on there. I can do a better impression. Thank you very much.
You do. You're the what did they call, what did G-Rod call you in the Wrestle Addict?
The masked man of 1,000 voices. That's
what he called you. You do a lot of little, and that's why I love you on the show too. You bring so many little lovely little things to the show. We love you.
Thank you very much. I try.
So, dude, this episode of Lucha Underground, oh my goodness. Oh, you know what? Before I get into this, I have to address something from last night.
Okay.
So I did a little video on pure speculation, just because I think there's a little buzz growing between Impact Wrestling and
Ring of Honor?
Ring of Honor, thank you. Wow, I've had one sip. Woohoo, cut me off. It's just a long day, folks. Long 4th of July day. Finally just sitting down to chill. I put it was like midnight when I went live. Happy 4th of July, Tyron. I'm gonna screw that up. I apologize. Mr. Hunt, happy 4th of July in the chat this evening. Thank you for joining us. Mr. Hunt is a lot more easy, a lot easier. So I went live last night about this speculation of something brewing between Impact Wrestling and Ring of Honor, because Aries, after the last big Ring of Honor show, called out Ring of Honor, saying, hey, you want to come after my belt? That's fine. Let's do this, but we need to go to war. That's huge. And that was on Ring of Honor social media. Yesterday, Sami Callihan puts out this homemade little crazy psycho promo calling out Chris Jericho and all of Ring of Honor, specifically targeting the Jericho cruise, but I think it can be a lot bigger than that. So I decided to do a little fantasy booking, put some matches together off the top of my head. I had a list, and then I put it out there, and I tagged a few Impact folks, the company, and a few Ring of Honor folks, the company, the Bucks, the Elite and Cody Rhodes.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't like that too much, that he was tagged in that.
Oh, sorry to hear.
Yeah. So, but the podcast did get a little bit of attention. Not going to brag. But I'm not taking it down. You can go check it out if you like.
Okay.
Check out the booking. It's just funny because I sat there for a few hours and just watched the notifications roll in and how much people liked and or disliked or shared or whatever. It was just really kind of funny. So what do you think about all this stuff on social media with between Ring of Honor and Impact going on? Have you seen it?
No, I haven't seen it. I don't usually keep up too much with social media. It's too much evil crap going on in the world today. A lot of my friends are following other more caustic and divisive things. But to be quite honest, what I have seen in the wrestling world, haven't really paid that much attention to. If it doesn't come through you or Ant or G-Rod, I completely ignore it. So I haven't seen anything, to be honest.
Well, you definitely want to keep an eye on this because I feel like there's a little buzz growing. It's teeny. It's teeny tiny right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're planting the seeds because a year ago I was, after the press conference talking about AAA and Lucha Underground working with Impact Wrestling,
mm-hmm.
I did the prediction video, and what do you know? A year later, look at where Impact is now.
Yep. Within the past 2 months.
Oh, it's beautiful. The company's flipped on its head. The roster's incredible. The matches are awesome. The storytelling's getting better, and who knows where this insane world of wrestling is going. So I just wanted to touch on that before we got into this. So keep an eye on that, folks. I think something's brewing, and I will be following that very closely here on Smash This Podcast. Racist Fan is in the chat. Happy 4th. He says, do illegal fireworks. Well, it's raining here, sir, so I will not be doing any. But if you do, keep your pants up and wear gloves.
Yep, and I'm in a basement, so I can't do anything indoors. Sorry.
Yeah, other than like what, snakes or sparklers or something.
Nice one, kick and wing.
Something, I'm just trying to think for small, condensed spaces.
Yeah.
I can light a candle. That's about all I can do in the office here.
Yep.
So, but yeah, happy 4th to everyone. Stay safe. Don't consume too many, substances that are going to get you in trouble or, make you do stupid shit.
Well, you might get away with a few things here and there. I mean, like the police station is like 2 blocks from my house. So, and all these kids are lighting off fireworks and nobody's saying a thing. So happy 4th to everybody.
Unless they get a phone call, and they're just probably too busy messing around with other stuff. They're taking care of parades and whatnot and whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's jump into this sweet little morsel of an episode. My goodness, the pain, the love, and the sacrifice to the gods. Season 4, episode 4 of Lucha Underground just ended. Oh, where the hell do we start with this? Let's start at the beginning. I don't usually do that. Let's start at the beginning, just because there's so much here. So last time we were in the Ice Temple.
Last time on Lucha Underground.
Last time. We had the Grave Consequences 3-way to the grave match between Jeremiah Crane, Phoenix, and Mil. I can't say it as sexy as Melissa Santos. Mil Muertes. It's close. It's close. No. I don't even have a wig to even come close to what she looks like, so I'm not even going to try. So Mil Muertes won that match last week. Now we're catching up with the aftermath of that. Katrina approaches the body of Phoenix that's like laid out on his like a slab, or is it he's still in the coffin? It was kind of hard to tell. The lighting was kind of weird.
Probably gave him a new ceremonial coffin.
Something, yeah. So he's laid out there. She approaches him and she sucks the life. She kisses him or whatever, but as she's kissing him, she's sucking the life force out of him, and she transforms from wearing the black one piece to this beautiful like red. Did we call it a dinner dress? I don't know.
I guess
I'm not a dress guy. I'm a t-shirt, sweatpants wearing guy. I don't know anything about dresses, what you call that kind of dress. It was slightly provocative. But she looked like a brand new person. She just looked revitalized, you know? Mm-hmm. And that just left him. He was, motionless. We assuming he's dead. I don't know. I know this isn't the last we see of him because there's stuff in the trailer that we see him looks like he's wandering somewhere. Mm-hmm. So that's coming down the road. How and when, I don't know. What did you think of this scene where she took his life and stuff?
First things first, Katrina looks hotter than ever. That's one.
Oh yeah,
man. Second thing, it's a decent expansion on the story element of her eternal life, her being trapped between two worlds. As it seems right now, she's given up her medallion to Melissa Santos and to honor the memory of Phoenix in one way or another. But now that she is no longer trapped between worlds and she is supposedly assumed fully mortal again, that may come with some grave consequences of its own. Because technically speaking, that would mean if she doesn't have the medallion of life, if she has consumed the essence of Phoenix, can she die? And if so, who's going to do it? Who's going to kill her?
Well, her life force is complete, which means she's not floating between two worlds. I think she does have the power of a god now. Mm-hmm. How powerful, I don't know. That's kind of hard to tell because that's one thing in this season that's all coming to light now is all these backstories from the last 2 to 3 seasons are finally starting to piece itself together slowly. Like they showed in the little preview, the story between, and you're going to have to excuse my senility, the name of the senior cop lady.
Captain
Vasquez?
I believe so, yes.
Okay, thank you. It just popped in my head. Captain Vasquez had the other half of the medallion, and that was Katrina's mother.
But at this point, Katrina, having consumed the flame of resurrection from Phoenix's soul, no longer needs the other half of that medallion because, technically speaking, 2 halves of the whole have been united within Katrina. The unfortunate thing is that's 2 pieces of a puzzle that aren't supposed to necessarily fit together. It's like you have, a 50-piece puzzle of Captain America, and you have a 50-piece puzzle of Iron Man. You take one piece from Iron Man and put it on Captain America's puzzle. Even if it's a corner piece and it's not really part of either character, it still doesn't fit.
Yeah, that's very true. Duke Togo 13 in the chat says, I thought it was an okay episode. Cuerno being revealed as part of the Stag tribe and Vibra destroying Worldwide Underground with his athleticism were highlights for me. Cage versus Mil Muertes is going to be physical, as it always is when their paths cross. Yeah, very interesting match between Cuerno and Chavo. We'll get to that in a little bit. And so yeah, interesting story because you know Katrina's like life force is whole. But then she gave her half of the medallion to Melissa Santos as, how do I say this? As in, I'm sorry, your man is dead. This is the last piece of him left, kind of memorial. Is that how that's how I took it?
That's how I was thinking too.
Yeah. So she's obviously grieving. She's going to be, you know, she's going through the 12 steps of grieving. She's pissed. She's mourning. She's everything. Her man's gone, but she has this medallion. What's going to be very interesting is if she ever comes across the other half of this, what is that going to do to her?
And that is the question for a future episode. We don't even know if she knows what it is.
Yeah, if that it contains some kind of power. But just the fact that they showed Captain Vasquez in the little pre-episode preview, I think that's foreshadowing something. It's like, okay, her story's not done yet. I think if not her, that other half of the amulet is going to pop up somewhere. We'll have to wait and see. Next, we have an update on Famous B. That his leg is severely broken. And that you can call the number 423-GET-FAME to wish him well. Dude, should we call him? Should we call Famous B? Uh-oh, I can't hear you.
Hang on.
Now
Sorry
I can.
about that.
Yeah, it's okay. Now I can hear you.
Yeah, I don't think we should call him, but that's up to you. I don't wish that guy ill, but I don't wish him well either. I want to see how it comes out. Forget about it.
Well, you know, I've always been a kind of a fan of his.
Oh, yeah?
I like his style. Yeah.
I give him respect. Absolutely.
He brings a certain amount of old school to the table. You know, combining different old school traits of past famous in-ring management talent to the table.
He's like one half Slick and one half Bobby Heenan.
And definitely part of Jimmy Hart.
Oh, yeah.
With his with the way he dresses, his attire, his jackets are just gorgeous.
He learned from the best.
Yeah,
Jimmy Hart was the best when it came to in-ring manager fashion.
Yeah, whoever did those jackets back in the day, and whoever's doing Famous B's jackets now, you know what? If I call this, I think I gotta unplug my earphones.
Let's see how we do it.
We're gonna give Famous B a call live.
Let's do this.
We'll give him some love. Here, we'll just take these out. We don't need these. Because I don't know. I didn't know if I dialed it, if we're going to be hearing this on the podcast. All right. Oops. Hang on. Dial 1. 4, 2, 3. Get Alphabet. How often do you do this, folks? I never do this. So that's the number. All right, here, let's do this.
Thank you for calling 423-GET-FAME. That's 423-GET-FAME. I would tell you to leave a message, but the truth is, I don't really care. I've had this hotline open for months, and not one of you jokers have what it takes to be famous like me. So leave a message if you want, but don't expect a call back. I've got way more important things to do than to waste my time on losers like Mascarita Sagrada and you all. Thank you, and have a nice day.
Famous B. This is J-Bone and Chris Phoenix from Smash This Podcast sending you a little love because we heard you had a broken leg. So, hope all is well with you in trying to repair yourself, and hope to see you back on the show real soon. Take care. Much love. Later.
Nice. Well done. I can't believe the message that we heard from Famous B. That was funny, man.
That's priceless. It's one of the best parts of the show. Is it's like actually being able to interact with them. So yeah, I did that once before. It's been quite a while. We'll see. And the thing is, he's got so much free time now, seeing as he's got a bum leg. Maybe we'll have to get him on the show.
Yeah, that would be interesting to see Famous B get on this show. Out damn time.
Yeah. We're not going to get into that, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see. We'll try to make it happen, folks. Right here on Smash This Podcast. Duke says 423 get injured. Yeah, he is. Oh my goodness. And speaking of injury, let's talk about this match now that we've had a little bit of fun. We got Big Bad Steve, who is still part of Famous B's crew, Infamous Incorporated. So
rolling with little Brenda there.
Yeah, beautiful Brenda.
Mm-hmm.
And after that first match, it was a little hard to tell what was going to happen.
Yeah, I thought Steve was out of commission after what Jake had done last week, the week prior.
Well, if he wasn't then, he certainly is now. So he has this match with Jake Strong. Jake Strong just completely destroys Big Bad Steve. Lot of power moves in this match. Not a lot of grappling.
Mm-hmm.
A whole lot of clotheslines, closed fists, and yeah, Big Bad Steve really didn't have a chance. Jake Strong really made his presence felt. What'd you think about this match, dude?
I agree with you. There's a lot of power moves going on, and Steve didn't necessarily get squashed. He tried to put up some offense, but when it came down to it, Jake is much stronger. No pun intended. I think that with all the power moves that he has, in sometime in the future, perhaps about mid-season, we may see him contend either face-to-face or in a tandem with the machine known as Cage.
Oh, that would be something I'd like to see. Absolutely. Yeah, and if he keeps this up, who knows where his future lies. He could end up going for the championship down the road. Who knows?
Or at the very least, he'll be Gift of the Gods champion.
Could be. That could be. I mean, I don't know if he's going to go for one of those ancient Aztec medallions, but and I don't even think he's part of a tribe because
no, he wouldn't be. I mean, if the closest tribe that he would actually be a member of, if you want to call it that, Where's he from? Oklahoma? Technically speaking, that would be the one that Cuerno was going after, it wouldn't it? The Stag Tribe.
Could be. I don't think Jake Strong's got a lot of ancient blood in him, though.
I don't think so, no.
But I think his strengths make up for his lack of ethnic origin.
Yeah. But you know what? With the jungle green that he's wearing these days, as opposed to the old red, white, and blue that he used to sport, he may go with the reptile tribe, considering that Pindar is no longer with the tribe.
Oh yeah, I mean, he's not going to be part of Famous Bees tribe, so the infamous Incorporated tribe. So yeah, we'll see what lies in the future, but he definitely picks up a win here over Big Bad Steve. Yeah, he's Big Bad Steve might have to go back to working on cars. We'll see. We then have a very interesting little promo with King Cuerno being in Cueto's office discussing the whereabouts or whenabouts of the gauntlet. And towards the end of it, we get Cage walking in, announcing that, at the end of that discussion, announcing that the next week we're getting Cage versus Mil Muertes for the medallion of the tribe of Mil Muertes. So I cannot wait to see that. Yeah, Cage versus Mil Muertes, like Duke Togo says, it's going to be a very physical match. And with Katrina having her full life force back, possibly some more powers, who knows if she can generate or pass on a little bit of that to Mil Muertes for his match?
Or is she going to completely turn on him now that she has her full life force? And is she going to leave the stone with him and just say, I should have left you where I found you, and now I can. You're on your own. And he doesn't have the resurrection power that he needs to defeat the machine, Cage.
Yeah, she's a big question mark because she's been really how was I saying it last season? That hoe ain't loyal.
She's not on Phoenix's side. She's not on Mill's side. She's on her side.
And there's another side though. Crane.
Ah, yes. Yeah, she left his broke ass long time ago, and she wants him gone. She's made that perfectly clear every single week we've seen him and her interact.
Yeah, it's a really twisted / tragic love story. It's confusing and yet very entertaining at the same time. So yeah, we'll have to see how that plays out. But yeah, King Cuerno talking to Cueto. Cueto wants the gauntlet. And very interesting in the conversation, now just popped in my head because I was trying to remember the points of the conversation. I didn't write them all down. Cuerno said that gauntlet was his from a long time ago, as in he always owned it and someone stole it from him.
Well, he definitely stole it recently, I believe. But whoever stole it from Cuerno, that remains to be seen.
Well, yeah, he told Cuerno it was stolen, but we know
that he had given it to a special secret keeper whose whereabouts are unknown.
About where he is or when he is.
Agreed.
So I can't wait to see how that turns out. But Cueto trying to, sweeten the pot, trying to wedge his will in there, says, well, hey, maybe I can coerce you into getting it back if you you get your own medallion in a Gift of the Gods match against one of his old foes, Chavo. And that was the headlining match. So now that, well, if we want to fast forward, we could fast forward and then we'll talk about the other stuff that happened. King Cuerno put on a hell of a match with Chavo. What did you think about that match, dude?
Great technical outing for both competitors. As always, Chavo looking very swole in that match, tougher and bigger than ever. Glad to see he's back on his game. The unfortunate part is that when it all came down to it, Chavo couldn't pull out a win on El Chocolate, and it was a rough go of it. But I'm waiting for Chavo to get his vengeance and someday be on top of the Lucha game. No longer a bit player, but a real champion.
Yeah, I mean, he's gone back and forth from, wins and losses and rivalries and getting banned. That was with his match with
Sexy Star and Rey Mysterio.
I was going to say, I thought it was Rey.
He traded the Gift of the Gods championship with Sexy Star when she won it the first time. And when it came down to it, there was a loser leaves Lucha match versus Rey.
Okay.
And then Rey finally won.
Yeah, and that was really fun. I remember watching that because those two have gone round and round over the last 20 plus
30 years, man.
Something like that. Yeah,
it's gotta be.
And to have it on this show, I thought that was pretty special. That was cool. No Rey this season though.
Not yet.
I think he's still locked in the bowels of the old temple. Obviously, Antonio Cueto set his son Matanza free, and don't know if they're ever going to reveal the remains of Rey. I mean, obviously he's not on there, but it'll be interesting to see if they say something about him, like they've been touching on the whereabouts of and Helico, so
one of those two guys could have been the one that Matanza was seen beating in his dungeon not too long before the main event match.
Oh, that's right.
Because don't forget, Matanza had his own match tonight. He had a match with Mr. Spectacular, Jesse Goddard. And I am glad to see that Jesse's found a place in the wrestling community. I'm glad he's found a spot back on TV. I know how much work he's put into his wrestling training, and I'm glad to see that it's come to use. But to see him sacrificed to the gods, a short end to a bright career this season on Lucha Underground.
Yeah, I did not see that coming. I mean, that was pretty short but sweet for him.
Sad but true.
So should we have a moment of silence for Jesse Goddard as another one that gets taken out on the show? Should we? I don't have a lighter on me. Do you got a lighter on you?
Nah, man. We throw up a lighter or like a 3-bell salute to Jesse Goddard's sacrifice to the gods. This one was for you.
We'll do a 3-can salute.
Here's to you.
Here's to you, Mr. Spectacular.
We hardly knew ye.
Oh, I'm not even going to try to flex like him. What a waste of a beautiful body. I'm kidding. Oh, man. So, yeah, Mr. Spectacular has a sacrifice to the gods match. Literally a squash match. It's done in like, what, a minute?
Yep.
And after the match, Matanza roars, looks up to the sky, the lights go out or they flash or whatever, and then boom, his body's gone. And the crowd's like, oh. You hear this gasp from the crowd. And
not since Taker has such magic been taking place.
Yeah. I was waiting for lightning to strike or something.
I know, right?
And that's one thing you don't see a lot on this show. You see a lot of stuff happen backstage in the vignettes. You don't see a lot of stuff take place in the supernatural realm in the ring.
True.
So to see that happen in the ring was like really cool. It's like, oh, if they did that, what the hell else are they going to do this season? Just another case of people just popping in and out. It's crazy.
But it gives us more fodder for more superstars down the line, under masks or out of masks, and to see what twists and turns this season will bring us.
This is true. I mean, we've seen characters throughout 4 different seasons have who knows how many different
gimmicks, identities.
Yeah. So, maybe he'll pop up on, like you said, pop up under a mask somehow, some way. Then that'd be great. I'd love to see that.
Yeah, if you see an Enmascarado with a really great upper body, you can tell that's where Jesse went.
You're right. And I don't think he has any tattoos, so that wouldn't be a giveaway either.
Nah, that's true. But but in the wrestling biz, it's hard to say if anybody else has a body like Jesse.
Yeah. Oh, shit, I'm out.
Oh, too bad.
Oh.
Well, we'll not drag that out any longer. Let's move on to the other match that we saw tonight. The Worldwide Underground taking on the Reptile Tribe. Johnny Mundo and Queen Taya versus Cobra Moon and Daga.
That was a lot of fun seeing these two groups get together to see the Lizard Tribe. Did I get that right this time?
Well, the Reptile Tribe. That's what they're called now.
Tribe. Reptile. I always screw that up. They're what? They're going to come after me. They have the Reptile Tribe lose a match, but come out on top in the end with Vibra. Holy crap. Has that dude had a night and day change from last season?
Actually, he's been pretty dominant otherwise. I honestly say the only thing that changed about that guy is the amount of ink on his body and the amount of mask on his face. His mask has definitely halved itself so that more of his actual human face can be seen. You can see the big beard on that guy, as well as some extra ink added to the tattoo that would rival that of the great Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, this is true. I can tell though there is a difference between seasons. I mean, yes, he always has been a dominant force in that sense, but as far as what his in-ring stuff and his capabilities, I think Cobra Moon's been working with him in their own Reptile dojo.
Dojo, dungeon, either or. But I will say this. Having a near 7-footer pull off a standing moonsault. Now that was impressive.
Yeah. Yeah, that's perfect example of why I think his game is like really stepped up, and we're certainly going to see a lot more of him this season, which rightfully so. Um, so yeah, Mundo and Taya win the match with the help of Darewolf with a drop kick or not a drop kick, but a super kick to the back of her head, knocking her ass out.
Mm-hmm.
And Cobra Moon getting pinned. And then Vibra coming in, and then Daga coming back.
Yeah, having both of them choke the life out of the Lucha, out of the Worldwide Underground team with each other's arms. Something that Matt Stryker definitely touched upon during his commentary on that match. And it's definitely not something we've seen before. A tandem offense with a double submission of that nature. That's the first time I've seen that.
Very unique. Very unique. And it blew Mundo away. It really took him back, just knowing that, oh, okay, well, these slimy turd cutters obviously are a bit more of a challenge for the Worldwide Underground than he thought.
Yeah, you may win the battle, but you ain't going to win the war. As Cobra Moon had pointed out during that match, quite at the end, one day they will call her their queen.
Oh, man. Could you imagine the humility of Mundo bowing down to her as Drago did?
You know what? Since Drago was already half reptile, the seduction of power was already there. The magic of the reptile force was already there. When it comes to Johnny, a lot of people can call Johnny a snake or a slimy reptile for his underhanded wins throughout the seasons, but to be honest, he's still human after all. He's the mayor of Slamtown, and that guy gets business done in the ring. Whether or not he wins, some way he always comes out on top.
Yeah, this is true. He is definitely the mayor of Slamtown. And I was a little surprised we didn't see Jack Evans come to the rescue in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, who knows if he was injured at the time or if he was actually just backstage saying, my name's Paul, and this is between y'all. You know what I mean?
Well, he had that match against Exolicious
last week. Yeah, saw that. Licious put up a hell of a fight. So did Jack, man. That was a good catch can match, if you will.
Yeah, you were with me last week. What did you think? I wanted to get your opinion on Exolicious. I am gonna catch a lot of shit for that. I apologize. His debut, that was a slip. Excuse me. His debut last week on Lucha Underground. What did you think of Exolicious?
That guy's got the gimmick. That guy's got the moves. He's not going to necessarily be a medallion holder or a champion just yet, but he's on the come up. I wouldn't be surprised if Famous B tried to scoop him up as good as he is.
Oh.
Just saying.
Exolicious as part of Infamous Incorporated. Huh. That is very interesting.
I mean, he's the kind of guy who let's just say he walks to the beat of his own drummer. He's not exactly a team player. He's like a human highlight reel, so to speak. He came from North Jersey, if I remember correctly. So
East Coast, yes.
Yep. And he's been a champion in at least one promotion that I'm aware of up north, Ace, but didn't spend any time in Jersey All Pro, which is kind of strange considering how big of a promotion they are up north. But I guess he had such good offers everywhere else that people were just clamoring to get him, and they finally got him on TV for Lucha Underground. He's a little bit of an exotico, not exactly my taste, but definitely has some in-ring skill.
Well, it certainly fits in with, in the exotico realm of Lucha Underground, thinking of Pimpinella and stuff like this.
Yes.
With the exception of Exolicious is the real deal.
Mm-hmm.
He is 100% as is, and he's quite the talent.
Indeed.
So yeah, that's gonna be interesting to see. He beat Jack Evans last week. Where does he go from here? And I think that is going to pretty much wrap up this episode. I think we covered everything.
Seems about right. I mean, we saw in the very beginning that there was the promo between Katrina and Melissa, and we saw the Reptile Tribe take on Johnny Mundo and Taya with the interference of Vibra and Darewolf, PJ Black. We saw Mr. Pictacular getting sacrificed to the gods, courtesy of Matanza Cueto. And we saw the Savage, Jake Strong, annihilating Big Bad Steve. And we wish a happy get well soon to Famous B.
Yes, we do. We hope he hobbles his way back to the temple real soon. Yeah, I'm going to be very curious to see if they reveal the identity of, because now that's stuck in my head. Whoever Matanza was like destroying before he came out to the ring. Now that's like
Nameless Jabber #1.
I don't know. I've got a feeling it's supposed to be Ray. I don't think we're going to see him, but I think it might be assumed. What do you think?
I'm looking forward to it. Either way, I don't care. I see Ray wherever he wrestles. Japan, Impact, Ring of Honor, WWE. I don't care.
Wait, you've seen him other places? How is that possible?
He's got the Flame of Resurrection like Phoenix. I don't know.
Something like that.
It's Lucha magic.
It's a lot of Lucha magic. Yes. So, all right. That is going to wrap up this review of this week's Lucha Underground Pain, Love, and Sacrifice to the Gods, Season 4, Episode 4. For this guy, Chris Phoenix, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you, Chris Phoenix, for joining me on here. Love the newly shaven face. Very unique.
Oh, thank you very much.
And we'll see you right here next week. Hopefully same time. We'll see what happens. You never know what's happening in Casa de Jabon next week for another review of Lucha Underground. And if you didn't catch all this live, you can catch the replay of it on Wrestling. Oh my God, I'm blowing it. WrestlingWithWrestling.com. The replay will be there. I will be posting it ASAP. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Smash that like button, smash that sub button, and ring that bell for notifications to let you know when more of my content hits your screen. Good night, folks.